Hello, everyone. Today is Thursday, and today I am answering questions. The question today, apparently, judging by the nickname, is from my colleague with whom we are acquainted in absentia, so I probably know this person a little. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad that I can probably help. So, the question is the following. I watched your YouTube channel, read the website. Please tell me where to start in weight loss. I have long excluded sweets and flour products. The weight is constantly 253 to 264 pounds. There is no global decrease. I eat 4 to 5 times a day. I eat carbohydrates at the beginning of the day, oatmeal with nuts in the afternoon, pasta, chickpeas, rice, chicken in the evening, salads with cheese, chicken, stewed meat, alcohol 2 times a week, strong on Friday, beer on Saturday, 3 workouts a week, strength training minutes 40, plus cardio on the ellipse is the same. Am I doing something wrong? Well, let's answer it, let's say consistently. If you watched all the videos and you also watched my video here, it will be here. At any moment it will be available for clicking, and the link will open in a new window. So now you do not need to pay attention to it. Just then I advise you to review it again. But there will be more videos. I'll probably attach them here later. The 3 main components of our weight loss process, or our fat burning or fat loss process, let's say, can be said like this. For us, this is the metabolic rate, accelerated metabolism. This is a calorie deficit, the second condition for weight loss, and the third, let's call it a fairly even hormonal balance, so that there are no insulin spikes. To do this, we use a balanced nutrition in which proteins, fats, and carbohydrates are in certain proportions. At the same time, as you did correctly, sweets and flour are excluded, that is, carbohydrates with a high glycemic index. Now let's see why your weight doesn't decrease, where you need to start in order to shift the process in some other direction. So, as I said, the most important thing is, let's say, what our success depends on. 75% or 90% in your case is nutrition. Not training, not any supplements, not anything else. It is only nutrition. This is from 75% to 90% success rate. Since in your case the task is to start losing weight, reduce weight, then for you nutrition is the main thing that we will work on now. And so, therefore, the situation develops as follows. Why do we eat, let's say, once every 3 hours? This is necessary in order to fulfill the first condition, in order for the body to start losing weight, and to do it quickly enough. Fractional nutrition accelerates the metabolic rate. That is, once every 3 hours, not 4 to 5 hours, or well, from time to time, meals every 3 hours. In between meals, no sweet tea, coffee, anything containing sweets, or anything else. It is correct to say that we do not consume anything that can change the level of the hormone insulin in the blood. That is, as soon as our glucose has increased somewhere, as soon as our pancreas begins to produce insulin, it is considered that this is a meal. It will be an imbalance. You start eating clearly 1 time in 3 hours. That is, you do it, so everything is fine with it. Now the next thing, we need to meet the second condition, a deficit of calories. A video will be released soon, in which I will tell you how to calculate calories correctly. In fact, there are a lot of very clever long formulas. The formula of Harris-Benedict, Ketcher-McCarl, someone else and more. These completely creepy names that don't really work. So now you're doing the following. You should eat 1 meal every 3 hours in such a way that by the end of the 3rd hour, so that you feel slightly hungry. This is, say, such a very conditional representation, in order not to start counting, because all these formulas do not work correctly anyway. And accordingly, regarding the products, now I will not be able to tell you with great accuracy what, let's say, is not so correct in your diet from those that you have listed. But the basic principles are as follows. That is, we have proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Again, this video shows, let's say, the components of what a balanced diet is, what balanced macronutrients are. Plus, we exclude all products that, say, have a high glycemic index, which accordingly can lead to insulin spikes and fat deposition. In addition, insulin prevents even with a calorie deficit, fat burning, and the process of recycling the fat we already have. Because the process of fat breakdown is biochemical, and insulin, it blocks this process. It strongly blocks the hormone, which has lipolytic, let's say, properties. So what else? What else can stop us? First of all, it is alcohol. Yes, and once a week and twice a week, and even once a month. Because alcohol is not a question of calories, the question is not even that alcohol is very, let's say, strongly provokes overeating. You often have to eat snacks. You can say anything you want. The question is that ethanol, that is alcohol, any kind, in beer, in whiskey, in strong or weak, it doesn't matter. Any ethanol greatly slows down the metabolic rate. I'm not going to shy away from the answer now or tell you in detail why there are people who can drink alcohol and do everything else. I will tell you about this in detail in one of the following videos on the channel. Now I'm just answering the question, what should you do in this situation? Alcohol should be completely excluded. If you really want to lose weight, always remember, alcohol is strictly contraindicated for you. If you want to lose weight, remember that alcohol is strictly contraindicated for you. It is not forbidden as an alcoholic, for whom it can lead to binge drinking and death. But you definitely do not need it if you want to lose weight. Alcohol does not help in this process. Any ethanol prevents it. I repeat, alcohol slows down the metabolism. Therefore, even small doses of alcohol negate your efforts. Now about the next one. One of the standard common mistakes that you've made, and that many beginners make, is buying a gym membership at the very beginning. Why did you do that? Now I will say something that, let's say, may shock my colleagues and coaches, perhaps even cause surprise. But still, I will say, a person who wants to lose weight, get in shape and lower his body mass index to some acceptable figure should not immediately grab everything in a row and try to do everything at the same time. Nutrition is 75%, and in your case, I repeat, it is 90% of success, not 75%. All the problems are purely about nutrition, believe me. It is necessary to look there, specifically in calories, carefully seek out and exclude foods with a high glycemic index, fast carbohydrates which provoke sharp spikes in insulin. You don't need a gym, don't waste your time. I explain why. Understand that you have a thought in your head. Well, it won't get any worse. But trust me, it will. It will be worse, because this is an additional nervous load, which will only be added, and a person who does not exercise is already experiencing enough stress. I went through this on my own experience, and that's why I don't recommend starting with buying a gym membership. This will not give a quick result. It won't be any faster. Absolutely. I understand that we all want to use all possible means to make the process go faster, but alas, it will not be faster. This is a fact. Therefore, adjust your nutrition. Why are gym classes not very suitable at the beginning? Because you start going to the gym, where you have 40 minutes of strength training and then cardio. But why would you do that? The main condition for successful weight loss is a calorie deficit. This is when you eat less than you spend, so you've spent more calories than you've eaten in a day. In order to gain muscle mass, the main condition is an excess of calories. This is when you eat more than you spend, while inevitably gaining not only muscle mass, but also a certain percentage of adipose tissue along with muscles. Sports exercises, weight training, and strength training help burn fat only for those who are already trained, who have sufficiently developed muscle mass. There is an absolutely fair statement that the more muscle mass a person has, the easier and faster the fat-burning process takes place. It's true. It's absolutely true. But understand that in order to build muscle mass, you first need to eat a certain amount of time with a calorie surplus. You start to build up muscles, your working weights grow, but at the same time, fat inevitably sticks to what you already have. This is a natural process that cannot be circumvented. And what happens in the end? After that, you go on a diet to burn more fat with the help of gained muscles, but you have already gained extra fat. And our body always tends to break down first of all what it needs less, what it uses less often, and what requires more energy to maintain. And these are muscles. The result is pure stomping on the spot. You gained muscle with a little fat, went on a diet, lost muscle, and only a little fat. In fact, nothing has changed. The process has entered a circle. Why won't anyone tell you about this? Imagine that you come to the gym, to the sales department, or to a personal trainer, and they tell you, dude, don't spend money, don't buy personal training and season tickets. You need to set up the nutrition first, and only then come to the gym. Well, you know that no one will tell you that, right? As a person who is not connected with any structures or network clubs but just a video blogger, I will tell you the truth. Therefore, first set up your proper nutrition. Going to the gym has its downsides. Don't forget that when an athlete or a person connected with sports advises you something, it's his job, and he gets paid for it. He knows perfectly well that even if he is now, say, swollen due to drugs like Deca or other chemicals, then after 8 weeks of drying, he will regain his former shape. It doesn't make him nervous. He understands everything. How much fat he has, fat on his sides or something else. He knows that he can handle it without problems. He understands that in 8 weeks, he will be in great shape again. But you and I, ordinary people like you or me, who go about our business, are not ready to devote our whole lives to sports. I love bodybuilding and am a big fan of this sport. But nevertheless, I have a family, you have a family, a job. This is not our main occupation, for which you and I are paid. And immediately load your psyche with everything at once. Changing the nutrition system, giving up alcohol, and giving up alcohol is accompanied by withdrawal syndrome, plus raping yourself in the gym, overloading the central nervous system, and also adding cardio is the way to nowhere. And when to recover, because it is fraught with a breakdown from the diet. I say this as a person who has repeatedly tried to start a new life on Monday, so as not to give up everything on Tuesday. That's why it happens so often. People take on everything too abruptly. I will follow a diet, and I will stop drinking, and I will go to the gym. But what in the end? A quick start leads to a quick finish, because they think that if they add everything at once, the result will come faster. However, the truth is, the result will not be faster. This is a common myth. They say, you need to connect everything at once so that the result is faster. But this is not the case, and it will not be faster, no matter how hard you try. I'll explain why later. That's not what we're talking about right now. I have already said about alcohol. It should be completely excluded. If I were you, I would also rule out the gym. If you like him, that's another matter. Then go to cardio more. Develop your cardiovascular system. Such training will help you get into a rhythm faster later. Do circular exercises, but you don't have to spend 40 minutes there, although this is, in principle, enough. However, I would focus only on nutrition, and it won't be easy. It is not easy, not because it is physically difficult, but because at first you need to get used to new conditions. When you get used to it, it will become much easier. For example, I no longer notice, well, porridge without salt. So what? I'm used to. And you'll get used to it the same way. Yes, probably, in general, that's the whole question. So let's summarize what you need to do. First of all, focus on nutrition. It's better to eat every 3 hours, not 4 to 5. And even better, try to eat 6 times a day, or maybe even every 2.5 hours, so you can also try it. Next, be more careful in choosing everything you eat. Pay attention to the products. Maybe sometimes, for example, a little bit of ketchup can play a big role. You know, ketchup is 30% sugar, and here's a spike in insulin, and that's stop fat burning. So focus on creating a calorie deficit. Now it is important to monitor the balance of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, macronutrients. The video tells you which numbers you need to follow. That's what you're focusing on right now. You removed all the sweets and flour. You did it right. In general, look carefully at any products. For example, the same white rice. Although it is considered a slow carbohydrate, it has a high glycemic index due to processing. Replace the rice. This is just an example so that you understand where there might be a mistake. I mean, you're eating rice. It seems to be white rice. Everything seems to be fine, right? But then it turns out that he has a glycemic index, in my opinion, like a muffin. I don't remember exactly, but let's say it's not a slow enough carbohydrate to not cause insulin spikes. It provokes the accumulation of fat. Therefore, it is worth reviewing your diet once again so that it does not contain fast carbohydrates, which lead to insulin spikes. This is the main thing. Do not forget about it. Be sure to take it into account. The second is a calorie deficit, a proper balance of macronutrients, and a high metabolic rate. Do not place too much hope on the training process. As long as you don't have hypertrophied muscles, muscle mass, you won't gain it on a calorie deficit. You don't have enough muscles yet to help burn fat. The most you can do is burn more calories through activity, but you can do the same thing by adjusting your calorie intake through food. You don't have to go to the gym to do this. You need to go to the gym only for a specific purpose, to train the cardiovascular system in your case, or gain muscle mass, which is impossible without a training process. There are no miracles. If you eat less than you spend, and at the same time you eat every 3 hours, without slowing down your metabolic rate due to a calorie deficit, and if you do not have insulin spikes due to incorrect foods that do not meet your goal, then you will lose weight perfectly. You will lose 66 to 88 pounds of weight without any problems, as much as you need. You will lose so much weight. There will be no long plateaus, no slowdowns. Everything will work out. I apologize for such a confusing video because I'm boarding a plane tomorrow, or rather tonight. My eyes are already in a bunch. I'll be back in a week, and I'll see you on Tuesday. The release of the next video is expected on Monday or Tuesday, as usual. I remind you that I answer questions of this kind for free. If the question is interesting and detailed, then I will answer it in a video format. If the question is specific and narrow, then I will answer for free if it is asked in the comments to the video on YouTube. I do not answer questions in private messages. All other questions can be asked on my website, especially on freshlife28.ru. Welcome. Please go directly to the FAQ section and type your question. I'll get it. If the question is short, I will answer it immediately in writing. If it is long and expanded, then I can make a small video review like this. Well, that's all for now. See you later and bye-bye.